So the title of the poem is Not My Business by Nisi Osundare. They picked Akani up one morning, beat him soft like clay, and stuffed him down the belly of a waiting jeep. What business of mine is it, so long as they don't take the yam from my savoring mouth? They came one night, booted the whole house awake, and dragged Delani out, then off to a lengthy absence. What business of mine is it, so long they don't take the yam from my savoring mouth? Chinwe went to work one day, only to find her job was gone. No query, no warning, no probe, just one neat sack for a stainless record. What business of mine is it, so long they don't take the yam from my savoring mouth? And then, one evening, as I sat down to eat my yam, a knock came on the door, froze my hungry hand. The jeep was waiting on my bewildered lawn, waiting, waiting in its usual silence. And with that, Roché, thank you for honoring our invitation. The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Andre. Good evening, everyone. So I'm just going to be reading a few poems, and I know a few of you guys say that you get nervous and that you get on screen. When you get on screen, it's the same for me. It's been a while since I've shared some poetry, so I'm quite excited about it. And yeah, let me just get into it. So this is a poem about home, Cape Town. I'm currently in Johannesburg. It's freezing here, and I haven't quite assimilated, even though I've been here for 5 years. But I still dream of Cape Town. And yeah, so this is the poem. It's called Chibi Mountain. Chibi corrugated iron. Chibi poverty. On a 45-minute train ride from the northern suburb to the city. She'd be hoping to beat the system, trying to make a living at a loss in a city selective of visibility, her ancestry only ghosts lingering in memory. She'd be Sackman and Sage, some hooses on discount, 6 workers fighting for rights. She'd be chewing the shorthand of policy. She'd be Klopser, drag queen. She'd be Christmas lights in Adelaide, heritage in Buitenkant. She'd be silence along sea. She'd be pride. She'd be protest, plagued by nympholepsy for land, too irate for pristine, too secular for church, too mindful of structure, too obscene for convention. She's been done too wrong and life strong to know that mountain, sea, iron, poverty, the place where clouds gather, is her poetry. She be underground hip-hop, piano bar jazz, long street nights laced on a summer beat, trying to lies weed, down Babylon, burn Babylon. She be observatory, chill street. She be Ganesh, previous it turn the corner to land. She be a grounding mic, shade inches, long beers. She be dancing in a galaxy. She be community solidarity, the place where clouds gather, a 4-piece Gatsby. She be you, she be me, she be poetry, a place of peace. She be poetry. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So, my mother tongue, or my mother's tongue rather, and both of my sides, my father's side and my mother's side, classes to say a smidget of people of color in that school. This was 1994. But since then, I've adopted a different kind of Afrikaans than my family, holistically speaking. And I've also worked Afrikaans industries, particularly in publishing. But there's always been this thing about, being a brown person and speaking this language, the history of language in our country as a language of oppression. And so this poem I wrote kind of to explain my relationship with Afrikaans, or the way I see it. So it's called Tong in die Long. And Tong in die Long, if you are brown, or I would say inverted colors, in commas colored, usually when they say Tong in die Long, it means like you are making out with someone, kissing them, literally, so that your tongue goes to their lung. But yeah, so that's the translation of the title. Tong in die Long. My tongue sounds like the Transvaal fixed in dialect, by a place I have never been, never seen. It is foreign. My mouth drowns and stretches as if it had swallowed a whole farmer. That farmer, the one who owned the land where my grandfather labored. That one who stole the land in the Boerland that my uncle owned. My tongue sounds like Wysgenoot, like SABC2, like Mevrou van der Merwe, like Karen van der Merwe, like an episode of Noot vir Noot that never got the laid right. It sounds like treason to myself, nothing like my mother's tongue, almost like my mother's tongue, but standardized, textbook, fast-fed, too light, too heavy, too instructional to be my own. My tongue betrays my skin. My skin is enemy to my words. My words sound like triggers to 76, like laws built on NG Kerk sermons, like generational psychosis, like funerals. I wish my tongue a more digestible Afrikaans, an African chance to unswallow the sound of pain. If it was more Free State, Cape Flats than Free State, Vrystaat would mean something different than for Mark, for compliments from thieves who ask, hoe praat jy so mooi Afrikaans? My tongue does mean code for survival, coding to survive, but too much mandatory, textbook and compulsory have undone this tongue, my mother's tongue, a love tongue, a clan tongue, cemented in falsehood and oppression. Dit hou herinnering van gevoel, nie net woord nie, van plek maak, van belang, van self en eienskap. This tongue, my bilingual tongue, carries strangers in my mouth from places I've heard of, never been to, that walk trauma from my mouth, beyond my ear, beyond my mouth, beyond my heart, to your ears, too well, te goed, te suiwer, to Afrikaans. Thank you.
Roché, that's superb. It really was a superb. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Hattie. So I'm going to just give a little bit of context to the next poem. It was so interesting because I was in a bit of a bar fight, not physical, not a physical altercation, just a verbal one. And I stay in the suburb of Parkhurst here in Johannesburg. And I was playing the jukebox, and the manager of the place then shut down the jukebox and he refused to give my money back. So I accused him of stealing, and then he didn't like that very much. And then I went further to call him a puss, and he really didn't like that. And then eventually everybody got thrown out of the bar. And when he went home, eventually, I was trying to figure out, his accent, because it was so weird. It was almost like he was trying to speak English properly, but there was just something not right about it. And in addition to that, he was just really demeaning. And he actually asked me the question, like, do I know who he is? He's the manager of So you're not the president, and you're also not the holder of the constitution of this country. And it went as far as, as him wanting to get the police to escort me out. So I wrote this poem. I wrote Afrikaans version and I wrote the English version of it, just to kind of wish what I could have said in that moment, but I failed myself. So this is Model C provinsie. En daar was dit, sy engels wat as engels rondgepageant het, verloor haar rok in die straat. Daai staan daarvan, this is Parker's val, soos 'n los China stoopruit en blondie in kwaadheid skree, gaan terug na die Kuiflats waar jy hoor. Iets in my het geweet, daai engels was te af to be hoofprovinsie energie. Hierdie laaitie was van Potch of iewers anders in die Vrystaat, waar daai Duits voorkoms nog hemels is. Met gekone tong vergeet hy dat hier in Parkes, blonde is laughable amidst the new black. Ek wens ek was so kwaai, so Kaapse vlakte, so Dala flat, so colored om te sê. Môre is jy binne in jou Kaapse flat, meneer. Sluit jou deure, want die manskap kom deur. Burglar jou vensters en soema jou tande ook, want pearly whites word gou gemoer. Kry maar 'n patch vir daai een oog wat slaap seerower, want daar's niks meer gerief berus omtrent jou binnelandse sake nie. Maar in my breinvel en my post 1994 skool gaan brein, skree ek terug. Ek is van die noordelike voorstede. My voorvaders wat nou smag aan hulle eie land in die Boland sou ook al skaam wees. Ek sonne 'n flatse chappie wat nie 'n blondie se bloed sien ramp nie. Model C province. There it was, that accent trying to pageant English, parading unclothed diction in the street. That standard of, this is Parker's spirals, like a Chinatown wig.
Roché, hi, can you hear us? Or can you hear me? Because I think we lost you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, Jacques, I can hear you, but I think we lost Roché. But I'll.
Yes.
Hi, Nondwe and Roché. Maybe just put the video off for a little bit, so just sort of regain some momentum. Because it was mostly stable, and then I saw a little thing that said the bandwidth is low. Want to give it a go, Roché?
Yeah, I think she left the room. So I'm just trying to see if, yeah, she left the room.